When did you first meet Dave Chapman?
I first met Dave Chapman, I want to say early 2000s at a pro stop in Milwaukee. I wasn't playing. I was just a little kid whose dad played, and I saw him play, and I was, you're just in shock. You just wonder how someone can be that good in a handball court. 10 years later, I found myself in college, and he was at the event, and he goes, "Hey, I want to teach you something." I said, "Okay, sounds great." So he gave me like an hour lesson, just him and I. And I'll never forget the first time he actually approached me and said that. It's tough to hear that he's gone because a legend died too soon. But he had a good, I don't know how to say it. His approach to life was very good. From what I got with him, I went out with him that night. We had some drinks, enjoyed a couple cocktails, and talked just kind of about himself and about his career in handball. I asked him questions, and so open and honest, and that's truthfully what I like in people. If you're honest and you're open, it just makes it easier to get along with, because then they're not bullshitting you on who you are. So you could say a million things about Dave that are great, but one thing I can truthfully say is he was always willing to extend his hand to kids who weren't as good, obviously, because he was at the top of the charts. Willing to reach out and help whoever was there, and that says a lot about who he is, about his demeanor. He was so good, but being able to give that time back says a lot. So just being a friend, it was hard to hear the news, especially not being there for him or whatever, as a friend you want to be. But it is what it is, and that's life, unfortunately, and just got to go about it day by day. I don't know if you got any more questions for me, but...
No, so you're idolizing him as a kid, and then 10 years later, you're playing the game, you're playing the same people that he's playing, and kind of in the mix. What surprised you about him versus you're this young boy, it's like, and then you finally know him personally?
It's a good question. I always idolized him or looked up to him because he was so good. And actually, the first time I ever played him, I beat him in a qualifier in Idaho at the Jake Plummer Hella Handball Bash. So I'll never forget that. And playing against him it's just a joy. I mean, it's kind of like playing against Paul Brady. Just being in the court with someone that good and trying to learn what they do as you play and kind of watch what they do. I don't know. I know after the match he said, "That's okay, you got me on this one. When we play in a real event, I'll kick your ass." So I wasn't. So I don't know how to take it. I know I played well enough to beat him, but it was still one of those happy-go-lucky moments, so it was good. I don't really...
When you heard the news, is there a memory besides that one that kind of stuck out to you that you thought to yourself, oh, it's just the way you envisioned him?
Yeah, I actually was in the car at work, and I received a text message, and I didn't believe the news. I thought it was fake. I really did. I couldn't believe it. And then the memory that came to me first was the moment he asked me in Phoenix to come on the court with him, so he wanted to teach me some things. And I said, that just says so much about who he is, because I was just an average college player at the time. And here he is, "Hey, I want to teach you something." Just for him to extend his hand as someone who, just an average Joe. It doesn't happen too often that someone of that stature will do that. So
I'm curious, did he teach you anything that you still do now?
The paddle kill to the right corner is probably the shot I've taken from him, or a cross-court kill. And actually today Mondo Ortiz did that shot and then pointed at the poster on the wall. So that shot actually sticks with me today, and I try to Dave Chapman it every time, but it usually doesn't work. So I try, but yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you very much, you guys.